I mean, you can see anything from space now because of satellites, but like you can really see it from space. That place is big.
I mean, there's no way you can actually see it from space.
With the
see it
naked
from
eye,
space
no.
is a spectrum, right? Like I think they can read a license plate from space.
Yeah, even better.
Well, when I hear someone say you can see it from space, I feel like there's a baked in assumption of like with the naked eye from space.
Yeah, you definitely,
because otherwise it's really not impressive. Because it's like, we can see what brand of glasses you wear from low Earth orbit, and it's like, okay, but you were using technology. Like I was blown away when I found out you can't fucking see the Great Wall of China from space.
It's only 35 feet. It's like 30, 50 feet wide. How could you possibly see it?
Total nonsense.
You could totally see it from space. You just need the right viewing device.
Yeah, but like that doesn't count. It shouldn't count.
I see what you're
you got to see with the naked eye. No, it's like 30, 50 feet wide.
Yeah, and look at this. This isn't fucking
On
space.
the other hand, Taylor, and this will blow your mind, you can see space from the Great Wall.
Now that I get. That makes sense. You just look up and it's like, wow, space. And,
yeah.
Space is pretty neat. Kyle, do you have, I know you're always falling asleep to informational videos about quasars and neutron stars, implosions, cosmology. I want you to expand my mind a little bit right now and blow me away with some cosmic knowledge.
I don't think I got anything new. The new thing is, and I can't speak on it because I didn't memorize everything they said, but I keep seeing all of my favorite cosmology YouTubers are going over this James Webb information that suggests that our universe exists within a black hole. And they keep going down this laundry list of things that, like, if we did exist in a black hole, you would expect to see X, Y, and Z, and we do. You would also expect to see A, B, and C. And we do. And they go down this long laundry list of reasons why they believe our universe exists inside of a black hole. That's the most interesting thing that I've been trying to learn
not
about.
Putting you on the spot.
I don't know the things. Yeah, I don't know the things.
Kind of want to see the video though.
There's a bunch of them.
How would we exist in a black hole? I thought you were just annihilated if you were in a black hole.
They don't know what's in a black hole, dude.
Oh, well, then all of those claims aren't really useful or meaningful.
If you watch the video.
Based on the information that I provided with complete ignorance other than the topic, then yes.
Nah.
Oh, well, then it's all bullshit.
I have an opinion, but I only saw the title and thumbnail.
It sounds like hokum to me.
All I know is that the smartest people that I know how to find on the internet use the most expensive piece of scientific equipment ever created, and they seem to all think the same thing might be a possibility. And so I find that very interesting.
Well, yeah, all the same people in that video think that. They're not going to bring some Russian super genius or Philippine super genius who's like, oh no, this is wrong. They all stupid.
That's not one video. It's a lot of different people talking about the discovery.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I don't like it.
You don't?
I don't like the thought that we're in a black hole because that's scary. Like in normal space, not in a black hole.
I don't know the difference in any way. And again, I don't think we're really here anyway. I think it might just be a simulation. I think we're on
all those videos you see about black holes. They do the what if you entered a black hole? And then they describe the most harrowing thing you could imagine, where it's like, not only would you be stretched to infinity and beyond, but you'd experience it for a jillion years. And it's oh my God, this is spaghettification.
They call it spaghettification. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like your theory or those theories because it means we're all just perhaps moments from spaghettification because we're right in the hole.
Oh, well, no. Well, no. No, but and I don't think we have to worry about black holes at all. Really, I don't think that's going to happen.
You think that's like the adult quicksand? It's going to be fine.
I don't think we have to worry about that one.
Okay. So, how long until the sun blows up?
Hundreds of billions of years.
It can't be hundreds of billions. I thought it was like 5.
Why do you ask if you don't want the answer?
Well, because it would be like if you said, Taylor, how big is an ice hockey rink in the NHL? And I said 30,000 miles. You'd be like, well, that doesn't seem right. Like, that's all I'm saying is I thought it was like the single digit of billions until the sun dies.
I don't know.
I Googled it. 4.5 to 5 billion years.
That's slow.
Time is nigh.
We got to get fucking moving.
I mean, that's Google AI, so
it won't explode though.
It'll expand into a red giant.
Yeah,
and then it will consume Mercury and Venus, but we will only be. I think we're only going to be close enough to that expansion based on a YouTube video I barely remember that
turn us into
we
rock.
would. Yes, we would die.
We're all going to. Well, we just need to move the Earth right to it. Well, think about like maybe those Jovian moons, those moons around Jupiter would be more habitable if the sun were a red giant, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the sun
by that point, if we haven't seriously got moving through space, it's over.
I mean, we're not even us in a billion years. You know what I mean? Like if you go back a billion and look at like what we were, and like we're not.
Taylor's like, if we don't get our act together in the next 4.5 to 5 billion years, it's over.
We're in trouble, boys. You know, this is this is where like Michio Kaku would be like, and it will destroy itself in 4.5 billion years, which may seem like a long time, but cosmically it is the blink of an eye. And so it'd be like, oh, fuck.
That reminds me of Philomena Cunk. Have you seen the Philomena Cunk stuff?
Is that a Simpsons character? What are you talking about?
You don't know what I'm talking about. No. It's the British interviewer who plays dumb while she interviews brilliant people around the world. And she like kind of pranks them with her ignorance.
I haven't seen that. Sounds funny.
She'd be like, I can't think of some good examples, but she would, for example, like she would ask that Hideo Akaki guy, like, when is the sun going to, melt the earth? And he'd be like, oh, it's going to be 4.5 billion years from now. She's like, oh no. Well, we got to get a move on. What are we going to do? She said what she asked him. She's like, isn't it she's like, it's a good thing that those nuclear weapons aren't real. And he's like, well, they very much are a real thing.
Oh, I've seen that clip.
We have thousands of them, in fact, deployed around the world. She's like, yeah, but they're all duds, right? No. And she like tears up at the realization that the world is nuclearized.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh my God.
Yeah. No,
that's very funny.
She's hilarious. I love those interviews, that character she does. And a lot of the time, those people don't see it coming and they'll get a little snotty. She's interviewing some professor of literature or something. And she's like, so King Arthur, he came a lot, right? And she's like, I believe you're referring to Camelot. No, it says right here, came a lot. Did he come more than an average man or like a teaspoon? Well, the only evidence we have would he had several sons.
I like that.
Just like trying not to call this lady a buffoon. That show's good.
No, I've seen, now that I looked her up, Diane Morgan is her name. I've seen like the picture added to like meme posts and things. Mm-hmm. So, and I just never really got it.
Yeah, so that's the whole bit. She's incredibly ignorant and that she's very strong-headed. She will mispronounce things about what this person does for a living. They're like, actually it's this. She's like, no, says it right here.
He came a lot.
I like British humor. I like the dryness of British humor, and I like also the British. Really like. Shadow. I don't know about the people. Scandinavian humor is pretty good too. I like every now and then I end up watching some Scandinavian sitcom, and they also have this sort of like, I don't know. It's dark. It's sort of a dark humor about death and things like that. I like their sense of humor as well.
Yeah, the Scandinavian humor, like, the seasons are like death, rebirth, all of that. But it makes sense. Like the Scandinavians are living in a season where like the death portion of it is a lot bigger and longer than the rebirth part of it. Like the spring, like their springs probably aren't that awesome because the winters are so long. It's like the spring is brief and then you get the summer and then it's back into like a fall, which is basically winter and then just winter. Mm-hmm. Maybe that influences their humor.
I would think they would have more time to sit around the fire and tell jokes. I feel like the harder
that is true. They do have silly voices.
Like I feel like the harder your existence is, not just as a culture, but just as a human being, the more developed and cultured your sense of humor will become. Like I bet those guys down in during the Blitz in World War II, down in the subways hiding from the bombs, had some real knee slappers.
Maybe you can also like develop humor just by being horrified of being ostracized in middle school. Hypothetically, you could be so self-conscious that you revert into that from a
similar
young
levels
age
of
all the
stress
way until you're
hormones,
adult.
probably being in the blitz versus like 8th grade. Similar stressors.
Yeah,
makes sense. Sure.
It's stressful. 8th grade sucks. 8th grade's the worst age.